Would you like to have a guest, kitty cat? Hello. What's up, Andrea? Oh. We're doing a kitty cat stream. The kitty cat and me. Why? I have no idea. Just because. How's Miss Bailey? Is she pooping? So, if somebody wants to hop on and share what kind of crazy things going on in their little bubble area of this realm, there's your link. Right there in the chat. Just click it, hop on, spill your mind contents out onto the microphone. And that will be that. So, I will wait. I will wait. Not too bad of lag. Am I helping you manifest Bailey poop? Hope not. Hey Mike, what's up? What's happening? Maybe this will just be a meditation stream. I would like somebody to join though. But we can't always have what we want, right? Can't always have what we want. So Andrea had a... What did you have? You said you felt a shift when you went through Miss Bailey's door. And you said it almost knocked you over. Can you explain a bit with the chat for the peoples and for myself? Unless, of course, you're currently tied up. Had been manifest. Okay. You can tell me about it later. So anybody that wants to join, just click that link that's in the chat. And you can join. I had an interesting experience with Fuckbook today. I posted something about masks and how retarded they are. And I had some family comment, some friends comment. And normally, okay, this is the way it normally goes. Friends or family they see any view that suggests that any view that's outside of the standard norm that we grew up with, generally speaking, gets shit upon, or there's blocks, lots of blocks. But this time, for some reason, every single one of them was like, yeah. They were they weren't just screaming and yelling and threatening to call the cops and whatnot. So that's a good sign to me. That's a very good sign. If the people who have been sitting back and kind of just wishing that the world was normal, if those guys are starting to come around, that's what we need. Oh, are you at the door, Mike? Okay, I forgot I have to let people in now. Okay. Let's let Mike in. What's up, buddy? Can you hear me? Nope. You gotta unmute your audio. There should be a button that you unmute the audio. Always when you first come in. There you go. You're connected. I can't hear you still though. There you go. I hear you.
Hey, I'm going to switch my camera on when you let me see this little neighbor of mine here.
Okay.
Good?
Is it an animal neighbor?
Yeah, see it?
Is that a butterfly or a moth?
Tree frog.
Oh, it's a frog. I only saw the first part of it. I didn't see the green part.
Uh-huh.
It blended in.
Pretty cool. There was two sitting there next to each other, but one jumped off down here somewhere else.
Nice.
Adorable. My sky has been just off the hook. Had rainbow fire and big angel wing looking clouds.
I haven't been looking up today too much, but I did see the ring. I actually took a picture of it and posted it. There's a giant sun ring, sundog going on.
The halo, yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's like halo, yep. The thing came through and made something like a pyramid pass through it over me. I got great video of it.
Yeah. Yeah, there was, from my view, it kind of looked like that. It was almost pyramid shaped, but it's like if you had a chemtrail that was coming out from the sun, but the base of it was wider than normal. It was kind of like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some are trails, but some are these like plasma connection lines. The magnetosphere gets compromised and it like dislodges, I think, and they call it, migrates or whatever. Excursion, a magnetosphere excursion. It's when those long umbras like break off and they reconnect in different parts of the planet.
Yep.
The energy is just super intense. I had like fire rainbow, and then leopard pattern skin looking clouds.
Yeah.
That's that like plasma, that's cosmic influence,
Yeah, it's been going crazy lately.
So the energy is intense too as these clouds pull over and manifest. I had yesterday after that, I had a great shot. These two upside down rainbows appeared directly over me for like an hour and a half. I was sitting there meditating, right? And I went back, I started reading through my comments.
Uh-huh.
All the love that I felt through the comment section was wow. It was like I was able to connect with everybody just reading the comments, and my heart chakra blew wide open. I was just like radiating,
You're buzzing with the people in the skies?
Huh?
You're buzzing with the people in the skies?
Well, yeah, that's when the rainbows started coming out. They lasted there for like an hour and a half. And, So awesome.
What do you think of the time? What do you think of the time period that we're in, like in the last couple weeks?
There's a divide happening. It's getting much easier to see the dark and the light. Like a lot of people's darkness is coming up to be, recognized, released, and healed.
Mm-hmm.
The collective right now, that's what's happening. The energies are so strong, and most of all the distractions have been taken away, right? So it's bringing up all these issues that people have been suppressing with distraction. These energies are very supportive in healing and ethics, and integrity, stuff like that. More the positive aspects now can be accessed and manifest a lot easier.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like it's staying the same in a sense because you don't see it with your eyeballs, but it's like the whole dimension can shift and you don't know other than a slight little.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what was that? It's very subtle and massive at the same time.
It was a bird that just flew by, like probably one of these woodpeckers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I heard it go right in my ear. I thought it was the side of mine, too.
Nice.
Yeah, it zoomed up. I'll walk over here by the Beaver Lodge.
Are any of them out?
No, they're nocturnal, but they come out all night long, and I come out here and hang with them.
See if you can catch one on the screen. We'll have a conversation with him.
Yeah, right? No, I can at night. It's just that my camera's not very bright, and it's I hold a big spotlight out on it. But that's the dam right there, and the lodge is in the background.
Nice.
It's that big. See those energy blast clouds up there?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the energy that's getting through. Oh, there's one. See the beaver? I wish I could zoom. I can't.
You can zoom.
Yeah, you can see him then?
Where is he at? Is he swimming? Oh, he's swimming.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's steep right here. I don't know if I can slide down the hill.
Yeah, you'll put on a nice show if you end up falling in the water while everyone's watching.
Yeah, they're not out all the time in the day. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Get down here and see if I can get a good shot of them.
Do you ever hear them smacking their tails?
Oh, yeah. At night, I'll irritate them at times.
It irritates you?
I irritate them at times. I go down and sit down here and they hear it and they're like, you again?
Nice.
Let's go. He just came right over to here.
Hey, Eli, William. We have Eli from New Zealand here hanging out.
Hello. Cheers from Portland, Oregon. Good to hear Eli's here.
And Andrea stopped by for a bit. Today's my early day. I only have a half day.
Awesome.
So I get a little bit of time off in between.
Mm-hmm.
In between the deals. Did you get an interview date for sure, Mike?
Yeah, Monday.
Monday? What time?
1 o'clock.
Sweet.
Yep, I'm excited.
Yeah, we had I don't know if I told you or not. I don't think I did, but we got a message from the CEO that was saying recently we had people, they had workers basically that would clock in and then just go hang out, do whatever they wanted, then come back to the client's house and then clock back out again.
Huh.
And it's hard to catch them because we're supposed to be mostly independent, and of course if people are having mental health problems, and they're not going to necessarily tell on you or even be able to articulate what's going on. So we apparently had a couple of those things, and then likely they're going to get shit canned, so maybe there's a few spots opening up.
Yeah, then if they just got caught like that, they've been doing it for a while to get...
Yeah. It's insane. Like, it's like the most relaxed job possible, and you have free reign to sort of structure your day how you want, and they're like taking that and saying like, nah.
The ethics aren't supported. If you're not being supported if you're not ethical and integrity right now, it's going to stand out like a sore thumb. That's what these energies are doing. They're bringing all that kind of shit to the surface.
That's good. We need that. everyone needs that even in the personal life, but we also like especially need it in the political levels and all of the just debauchery that's been sort of running this shit show. David Lowe's shit show.
Yeah. Here's the backside of this dam. Isn't it beautiful? Look at all the work that they do.
It looks like it's more organized than humans.
Yeah, more than we could do by ourselves. Like, just what they do, we wouldn't be able to do with without tools, you know?
Without tools, right.
They just do this all natural. And you think about how much work that is. They're so dedicated and diligent.
So they just chop the pieces up with their teeth, right?
Yeah, they chew it like this.
Do they make it into points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it breaks down when they chew the sticks off.
Wow.
Well, they just found that a while ago anyway.
So they even know about the angles and how to make the tree fall in a certain direction?
Yeah. That's wild. Yeah, they're brilliant. Exactly. See how they cut to the edge they wanted to fall at, right?
Uh-huh.
Pretty badass.
Yeah, there were stories with beavers in them. I don't remember very clearly, but there were definitely stories with beavers and them smacking their tails. From what I remember, they were sort of
it's a warning.
They're ornery, right? They're like aggressive. They can be aggressive, sort of, or they're
territorial, kind of. Yeah, they. When I come out here, they'll just patrol back and forth in front of me. You know.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of work to do right now. Their dam is caught up, but around the edges of this dam, they. See if I can zoom. Anyway, they use their chest and they push up mud from the bank, the bottom, and push it up all along the face of that dam to concrete it in, like, you know, seal it.
Mm-hmm.
They come down, the chest is all dirty, and they get a big old chunk of dirt, you know, like a bulldozer it up there.
So they got like a whole cement thing going on and everything.
Well, it's not. Yeah, exactly. Like they.
The top part dries, right? Just the bottom part doesn't.
Mm-hmm. And they just keep pushing more up if water starts to.
So that's a beaver. That's a deal right there with all the grass on it.
That's the dam. That's the front side of the dam. The back side where the sticks all sitting up. Remember?
Are they intentionally trying to make a dam, or is it just happened to be that way?
No, they make the dam because they're lodge. Can you see the lodge back here?
Oh, they're trying to make a lake, just like how humans do?
Yeah, because their lodge that's way out there. There's a big brown thing in the middle, like right there, right?
Uh-huh.
They go underwater. The entrance is underwater to keep predators out of that. So they build this dam to keep the water level up, and then they build a second dam right here and a third dam. That's another dam where those trees are.
Mm-hmm.
And then here is the third one.
A 3-level dam system?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Wow.
This is just awesome. It kills the trees around, you know, the trees that are in the water's edge here all die.
Yeah.
But they use all that to make this.
I bet they're not exterminating other species by, you know, doing some land work like this.
Oh no, they're built. This is all. This is a wildlife preserve right here too. It's called a managed waterway.
Mm-hmm.
They do this to make sure that they have a habitat. You know, it's so cool because it's right in the city. You know, this is a mile away from where I grew up.
Mm-hmm. We can learn from the animals, because I think a lot of times humans have excuses that we're like, you know, well, we need all these tools and we need storage and we need all of the sort of problems that come along with it. But if you look at many different animals have ways, and they use tools, and they do store food, and they do protect their territory, and they're not destroying the earth. Like, it's not that difficult of a concept.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's really not.
Well, here's the deal of what's going on, you know, about the planetary cycle that we're in. We're in a grand solar minimum. That means our sun is putting out less activity in solar flares and mass ejections and coronal holes and stuff like that. And that weakens our heliosheath. That's the outer edge of our solar system. You know, what the outer edge of our solar system, what the sun affects. And that weakens that layer of protection where the cosmic exotic elements from the central sun and from the rest of the universe come and have more contact and enter our planet. Looks like we're possibly pole shifting or close to it because how fast it's migrating in these the magnetosphere weakening.
Mm-hmm.
With our magnetosphere weakening, that's allowing these exotic new energies and particles into our atmosphere. And it's what's causing a lot of everything we see going on. I mean, that's the bigger picture, right?
That would be a good thing if we're getting more energy coming in from outside the local area, because we are, as far as I know, in some sort of a quarantine. And
yeah, they're like they're moderating this energy that we get. It's been, we really get blasted out if the stuff just came in full force at us, and I think there's a faction and entities or whatever that are moderating what we get.
Well, you said even your cloud entities, right? You said they moderate what comes through the atmosphere, right?
Yep. Exactly.
Do you think the clouds are conscious beings as well, or do you think they're just more of a reflection of our own energy as we look up and interact with the sky?
Yeah, that's the thing, because I do feel that I co-create them up there, so maybe it's our higher selves being reflected back. But it's got to have some sort of intelligence with its consciousness. It's the field, you know what I mean? The field, the etheric field, source field that's constantly saying yes to creation.
Mm-hmm.
So when it says yes to our thoughts and our desires and things we want. So if we get up and say, I'm not going to have enough money to get gas to get to work, the field says yes, you won't.
Yeah.
It just says yes to whatever your belief and you're going to allow. So if we get up and say, oh, I'm short on gas, but I'm going to trust that I'll make it, leave it in the field, right? And you go and you might run out a block before, but there's going to be someone right there in some mysterious way that's going to be there. It's going to support you, on the rest of your way,
Yep. Yeah, Genevieve, this is Mike. This is My Skies 5D. We have I think Genevieve you're from Canada, right? I believe she said she was.
I know Genevieve real well. Hello, Genevieve.
She's been hanging around for a little while. I don't remember when I started seeing her comments. I think it was late last year.
Oh yeah, I've been hanging out with her for a while too. We even talk on the phone.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, this community has rocked me with support. I have a hard time going back and reading through all the comments sometimes. I have such a heart chakra opening from it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's good to be like that, but I can't hold that for all that long. It gets intense. Yesterday, my blast lasted for 30, 40 minutes or something, right?
Mm.
Wow, it's a lot. You get dehydrated real quick, and the waves of energy running, the vibration, and the tears, and the healing feeling. It's good, but, you start embracing it, it just keeps blooming and getting bigger. And you're like, slow down for a minute. Whoa.
Too much love.
Yeah, it's good. But it's like, wow, you couldn't function doing that. I can't walk. I'm floaty feeling. It feels like there's a different density or layers of my body vibrating at different levels.
Yeah, it can get like too much on either side. I think we're really used to the too much of the negative side because of the situation, but it's completely possible to have too much love, even too much. It can go in the other direction, but of course it's better than going in the negative direction.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say that just those moments like that, those conscious expansion moments, and that amount of joy and healing is a lot to deal with, right? Then it's like a session. You're being worked on. I feel like we're being worked on our DNA. We're changing at a cellular level because there's these new light frequency and particles that are coming in, and our bodies are expanding to hold more light right now. And that's why all this darkness stuff is going to come up, and it's going to get really crazy. I imagine. We see it now. If you look at what's going downtown in Portland, but it looks very ridiculous in a way too. It looks like an illusion. You can just see the deception in what's going on.
Are the riots still going on in Portland?
Well, they're trying to do things. Yeah, they went out in front of the mayor's condo last night and shouting him out and trying to break windows or whatever. But then they had someone drive a car through the crowd and run a couple people over, but nothing serious.
Oh man,
They shut down real quick.
You know what I feel like it is? I feel like it's what Soros and whoever else is organizing the BLM bullshit, doublethink nonsense. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to co-opt what the actual sovereign beings, which is us, how we would do the thing if we were to say, okay, I'm shedding the old system and I'm moving into my own power now, right? Mm-hmm. It's like they see it coming, they sense it coming, so they're trying to get there ahead of us and try to like get the word out that, oh no, don't try and do it your own way, because look what happens if you do that.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are on it like that for sure. So it's important for us to hold our position right now and don't attach or react to any of that, Mm-hmm. It has to come up. It's going to come up like that because they know that the energies that are here right now is what's doing this. These are it's a new energy. It makes a big difference. There's a big switch going on, like you say, the old system, the new system. And for us to find our way in that, we got to pay attention to observing and not, interacting and attaching to any of those outcomes.
Well, just
that higher timeline for sure.
Just imagine what it would mean for you or I to actually be in one of those things. Like it would entail so much that just doesn't exist. Like we would have to have been following all of the BLM output stuff. We'd have to be still engaging in group mind nonsense. Mm-hmm. And then we would have to be getting down with this idea that you can somehow fight the system by like literally physically burning things, all of which has literally absolutely nothing to do with the correct way to deal with this, satanic cult that has been running the thing, whether it's even satanic or Illuminati or I don't know what to call it, but it's something that's dark. And it has nothing to do, the way they move has nothing to do with how we move or think or interact with people. Not a single iota.
Yep, it's a different timeline. We're not on that one.
But somehow we still are able to see it visually, right? Like we see it passing through the membrane. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's very strange.
Yeah, it sure is. It's great to hear everybody's perception, because this really almost requires a new word lexicon. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. To describe what we're going through, because a lot of people are seeing the same thing, and we're all trying to describe it or put it in perspective, and we use different words and things. And I had to learn to not attach to other people's perception of it, but it's all the same thing we're looking at, when somebody's on the same course. And
it is. It's a different language. It's a completely different language.
Is Genevieve still here?
Yeah, she's still here.
Genevieve, this is my Beaver Lodge right out there. This is the top of the first dam. I just wanted to say hello to you.
She said something about her back changing and that she didn't get wings yet or something like that. She expecting angel wings or something?
I just wanted to say hi. She really inspired me to get on camera.
Nice.
And speak more, and she's a pro at it now.
Is she... Genevieve, do you make videos? I didn't know if she did or not.
She does videos. She's been doing everything. Videos and some massive live streams that are just awesome. We got a great group over there.
She should come on and join us on Sunday. One of these days.
She's doing a couple other new things right now. I think she's going to be on Milky Way Weekly Show. That's another live stream channel of like-minded people. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all like this is the time. There isn't another time that this is it. Like this is the time that everyone has always talked about, where the split is going to happen. The old system is going to be dismantled somehow. We don't know exactly how, but we know that it is. We see it crumbling.
And do we believe that there's a lot of other light workers like us, and ones in key positions right now that are actively working with us, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what we need to trust, is that we're all separated out around the world, like where we need to be. I think we think about we need to get like-minded people all together and stuff. No, because that can be corrupted, or that can be infiltrated or whatnot. Mm-hmm. So we're here holding up the frequency in our area. So when all this kind of chaos is going down, make sure you just hold that frequency down in your area. don't be. I mean, I got to be careful myself. Is not to watch any of, maybe not any of it, but be careful not to attach yourself on things that are going outside of you. If we go outside, there's the Beaver. See him pop up.
Oh yeah, try zoom in. Hey Nigel, welcome. Nice. I've never seen a beaver like with my own eyeballs. I know this is second removed through the screen, but still, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I love this out here, man. This is where I'm at, and yeah, just know that there's a lot of other people doing this, and it's really nice that we can get online and share and inspire each other of what's working out here, you know. So I'm going around all day long when I'm outside in a grocery store line or at the park or walking down a trail. I stop and point out the sky to people, you know, and I said, hey, do you recognize the energetic changes that are happening? And they're like, huh, what? Most people listen to me, you know, for me, you only get, 2-3 minutes to make an impression on a stranger, you know, you want to impose upon their whole day, but I just drop a little bit of information and say, here, maybe take a look at one of my videos, and I'll pull it out and show some of those plasma rainbows or the dragons or the other weirdness I get, right? The other new energy. Mm-hmm. And people are like, whoa, what does that? And then I tell them a little something about it. And you got to realize a lot of people think we can't go out and talk to people, but it's only if we're looking for that aha moment. You know, it's not very common that you're going to meet somebody or talk to somebody and see the aha moment.
Right. Like, what are your odds of getting to somebody right when they're like, oh my goodness, my whole life has been a lie? It's very unlikely.
Exactly. But you just plant those seeds, you know, and something that if you can, you know, feel them out, or if you got an idea what they might be more geared to, just leave some of those things that we know out there. And so I've come back around later after talking to, everybody knows me as like the cloud guy, you know, from my neighborhood. I'll end up running into those people again, like, you know, months or years later, and like, oh yeah, I do watch the sky now, and they're all onto it, and they're meditating, and they're the people that we were talking to the other day. That's people I talked to like maybe 3.5 years ago or stuff about all of this. You know, we stopped and had a pretty good conversation, and they just found me recently. They jump up and said, hey, we're with it too now, you know.
Steve, Lowell, and Juniper, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. They were cool.
And I've been working with them this whole time. Like, we just got reunited with Juniper and them for like the last month. But with Lowell, I've been working with him. He was you know, it's about a year and a half or something. Just met him one day. He's got a camera. He was out doing like photography. So I started talking to him about it, and then started a friendship with him. And he's on the whole process with us now. So it can happen. We do reach people. It's fun. It's good to do it online, and it feels nice, and it's really cool. But to bring that out to just 1 or 2 people around you is tremendous to do.
Yep.
It's huge.
It is.
And I realized when I was talking and working with you, just go slow. Just find out what level they're at, and put some stuff out there, and don't make all the presumptions for them. Let them come across it. Have their own, you know, experience with it. Don't stand in the way of their path, like, right?
Exactly.
Genevieve's so bad, great. You know, don't disconnect my process, or don't just. Yep.
It really is. It's amazing to see, and I have not seen it a ton with my own 2 eyeballs. But when you see some of the veils just shed off of somebody, it's not that all of a sudden they are now this powerful creature, although you do gain power from it. It's more like they're able to speak from their own heart, like from their own core, rather than speaking from the programs and the deception and lies. And that's what makes somebody alive. If they're just rambling on with bits of this program and bits of that religion and bits of that thought mindset, you're not speaking with a human being.
Yep, I heard someone, I met one of those, like, an NPC or whatever you call it. When I was talking to him, all he could do was recite like lines from sitcoms.
Yeah.
That's all he had was sitcoms and different TV shows. I was like, wow, this is weird. It was super weird. I just sat there and just watched it out. I was like, really?
That's like a super NPC.
Yeah, yep. And he was all messed up as a. It was so wild. You could not pull him out. I couldn't get one normal thing out of him. It was all bits and pieces of all the programming.
Uh-huh.
Very noticeable. Spooky. It was spooky noticeable. I couldn't believe he couldn't shut it down. It was like, oh, he's fucking with me, right? I scarred my language. Definitely he's messing with me. No, I had to sit there and make sure he was stuck.
No, I've had people do that where they just they get stuck on their own loop. Like I've had somebody repeat the same thing 2 or 3 times in a row. I used to work at this bar in Fresno, and this dude, he just got stuck on one thing that he was saying, and he said it like 3 or 4 times in a row. And I was looking around to the people hanging out with us to see if they thought anything was odd. I think I even pointed it out. I was like, "Why are you saying the same thing?" But nobody did anything. And
just think about this. This is how we create our reality around us. That program was running on auto replay, and it was creating it at deep. You know what I mean? So if our inner dialogue and our thought forms and our choices and all make our reality. You think did something hack into his, or is he just? I wonder, is it just part of the process? Because this realm seems to be made here. Everything here is designed to distract us from who we are. It's to make it challenging. So the actualization, when we actualize or when we realize who we are, it's all that much sweeter. We have the duality to find the contrast, right? Mm-hmm. That's where we get our contrast from. I think about all the years I lived unconsciously and all the unconscious things I created. And I think about when I was stuck in those loops, right? But now I think about, wow, I'm able to be here and with you guys doing this right now because of that. You know, in a way, I was able to see. Now I can look back and know exactly what it is I'm not and what I don't want to create.
Yeah, we definitely know what not to do.
Yeah, and we have our lives, like, I feel, at first when we wake up to this day, I feel like I lost a lot of time. Like, oh shit, why was I stuck like that for so long? And I was almost mad at anything that helped me stay stuck. You know, I could see all the things, the distractions that would be pointed out.
We have...
I just realized those are experiential tools that we use.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to get this experience to, your consciousness just doesn't pop all the way to godlike status, you know? It takes time, and the little pops, the little bubbles that we do have expand, take time to integrate. Mm-hmm. I remember in 2009 when I had my first conscious bubble expansion event, it was disorienting. You're like, what the? I'm feeling energy, I'm feeling other people, and it feels like I was being gang stalked, and that's where the whole gang stalk things come from, because when you start dropping programming, those programs kind of like haunt you, or you just feel other people's energy, because you don't think, I didn't think energy was feelable like it was after I got that event happen. So,
well, you probably start, you light up, right? Like if we're on this network, this neural net, like it is, in a sense, it is a hive mind, and in a sense, okay, like we're not hearing everyone's thoughts necessarily, but communicating with someone, even with language, you're still like, it's a neural net that lays over the top of the populace.
Yeah, we've been programmed with a lack operating system. With a scarcity and lack operating system. Exactly. Oh my God! Look at the rainbow. Look at this, guys. Oh, that's the way I do it. That is the way I do it, guys. Look at that. I am so charged up. You see, there's two. There's that, and then there's one right there to the side of it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So this is how we do it, right? This is my energy signature in the sky right now.
That's great.
Is Genevieve here?
I think she's still here.
Cool. Yeah, that's beautiful. Look at that.
Nigel said he had a beaver hop on his chest one time.
Nice.
In Canada.
Nice.
That's crazy. Mm-hmm. She says the new children being born are and will all be completely DNA upgraded. Step up time for parents.
Yep. They're going to be the parents. If we don't wait, if the rest of them don't get it together, right? They'll be their own parents. Jeez.
Well,
yeah, I think we got it. I think all of this stuff, doesn't it all seem like this is a play going on? Like, these things are, just everything has its part. If you think about us all, like if you think about God being omnipotent, omnipotent, omnipresent,
mm-hmm.
and then he takes and fractalizes himself into creation, right? So it's not a physical God anymore. It's all of us. But the field is always saying yes. So to re-experience himself, wouldn't it be suck to be all knowing, all everywhere, and all everything, and that's it, just om for eternity? Come on, that's boring. So he goes into this program where we're all him, it, consciousness, re-experience himself, right? We're all fractals of source.
Yep.
So,
and
the
there,
good and bad here is everything is just source. Everything is just this creator, this source. So it's all here for that purpose, to get contrast, to make that reconnection sweet,
Yeah.
We're dreaming a million dreams, and we're all just a fragment of in God's mind. Yeah, that's a big concept. I like that one, though.
I was just having the conversation last night with Andrea where, if you really look at it, even Matt was saying it the other day. He was saying, we're not 80 years old, we're 80 billion years old, or literally infinite years old. Like, atoms never born, they're never born, they never die. They're just, everything just changes form. So, like, the thing about it is, if you remember that you are the thing, and it's not like necessarily something special. The whole being special thing is what was used against us. Oh, you're special, you're a bad person, therefore you have to sit down and pray to God, or you're special, you're an amazing person, therefore there are all kinds of expectations on popular people. It's not special. It's special if you can handle the power and magnitude of what it actually means to be, like, forever, to be a piece of the God mind, and we're all part of that, whether we want to or not. There's no choice in the matter. We are that.
And believe this, what I found out on the other side through my inner knowing and journey is that the whole thing can't take place without you. Our place is really forever there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, there's 3 rainbows now, guys. I am tripping. You guys see them? There's a halo rainbow, and then there's one to the side.
Wow.
So I do this without falling in the creek. Some zoom.
If we hear a big splash, we'll know what happened.
Okay, see the 2 rainbows there? There's one from the halo, and then there's one next to it.
Mm-hmm. The halo's still going on?
Yeah, the halo, and then there's a secondary one. Whew, there's a lot of action going on up there.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Brilliant. Yeah, so just stay on our course, you guys. Really, it's try to transmute what's going on here, like the stuff that's going on in Portland. I kind of just keep an eye on it so I know what it is, and just give it to the field. Ask for the best timeline. Realize that some people have a part in this that's not going to look like ours. To not attach ourselves to their timeline, right?
Right. Not everybody's heading in the same direction.
Right, but maybe the destination is the same, let's hope, because I kind of hate to think there's millions of people that aren't going to make it, But maybe I still take the judgment and the attachment out of that. I think everybody's got a place in creation.
I truly feel that the saving grace in all of it is that nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. So even if you did, as a creator being, it was your turn to be the bad guy, right? Like, you're going to play a Hitler, you're going to play a mass murderer, you're going to play, whoever, you're going to play, the Greys. If someone did do that, and people obviously did that because they exist, then even if they got themselves stuck on that and they got into a karmic loop, maybe even what these beings here that we hear about, they did their part so well that they somehow hid themselves from the karmic cycle, and they're not even able to get atonement for their negative bullshit, and they're trying to foist it off onto the populace. Even that, like, nothing is permanent. Even if a certain period goes for 1 billion years, it does not matter. Nothing is permanent, and it's an eternal flux, and the whole thing is permeated with the God mind. It's all that exists. There isn't anything else besides that.
Yep, you're right. See, that's kind of reassuring too, and just to really, now that we're remembering, just leave it all on the table.
Yeah.
Before we go, like, we're here for this. Yeah, I feel good about it now. The problem is when you first get your awakening, your consciousness expands, we focus on a lot of external things that distract us for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
And it's us just recognizing and realizing that we're part of all of this. You know?
Or we don't know what to do with it. Sometimes when you get the aha, when you get the thing that says, like, no, you, this little person that you've been thinking of yourself as, this little ego self, when you first get the notion that this little ego self can be anything that I've ever witnessed, and then beyond that, it's overwhelming at first. Because you don't know where to start, you don't know how to share the feelings. You don't want to go around saying, I'm God, obviously. There has to be a tempering of the energy.
Integration, yeah, you need to integrate it, exactly. And then, so I feel like all these type of psyops that we see on the internet are sort of there to help people with their integration.
Yep.
It helped me to learn how to discern,
It's
that's how my discernment came.
It's a little bit difficult, but I mean, the dark is really dark. Like, the things I've been through have been excruciating, and as far as for conscious beings, the level of subtle torture that it can go to is just as infinite as the good parts are. Yeah. So to give respect to the potentiality in either direction and how far down either path, it's crucial to just respect that it can be so skewed in either direction. Mm-hmm. And once you do that, you will be presented with a middle way path if you want it.
Yeah.
If you don't want to be on that, you'll have the option.
And then I think that, like, when we see suffering and that kind of depravity and other things like that, it's there for us to see and recognize, to know the difference. You know what I mean? To give us the opportunity to choose love over fear. All of this is, really. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you didn't have this type of duality in place where you could make those type of realizations, it'd be kind of boring.
Well, it would be boring, and you can see, okay, like, people that complain about any of it, it all has the same answer. Like, you complain about any part of it. Why is someone poor? So the rich people can know that they're rich. Why is someone hurting? So you can know what it feels like to feel good. Why do I fall toward the earth? So you don't float up into the sky. There's a super obvious dualistic counterpart to every single point that you could bring up as a sort of detriment to being in the realm, and it's natural. Like, every single bit of it is there to support the opposite side.
Yeah, and that gives us the opportunity to see somebody else's need and have empathy and have these full bouquet of emotions and opportunities, right? It gives us opportunities when you see hungry people to fill that need, to have that empathy, to have that concern, and make that move. And a lot of people are just playing a role here, and I think they even know it sometimes,
Maybe.
That kind of trips me out. But some I think, some do know. You got to know that a lot of these people that are psyop agents on the internet, they know what they're doing. But I think that a lot of them might see a higher aspect of it too. Maybe. I can hope, right? Yeah, because I'm not going to stand up and attack, I'm not attaching myself to any of it anymore.
There are a lot of people that have their head fully up in the sands of programming. Many of those are out there, but it's not. That doesn't have anything to do with us. It's just background noise.
Yep, exactly. It's been there to help me discern. You know, here's how they push the mud fresh up on the dam.
Wow.
Yeah, they're busy out here.
It's like you can look at that, because I've had thoughts like, what could it look like for a being to manipulate the physical world and use tools, and where it doesn't end up looking like how humans seem to look, right? That's it right there. That's what it would look like. It would look like a Beaver Lodge.
Wow. Here's a muskrat.
Yeah?
They're a lot smaller.
Oh, that's what's swimming right there?
Yeah, that's a muskrat. You'll see he'll get up and walk off the shore in there. Oh, no. Let's swim over and see me.
Yeah, we're also, as a collective, we have to come out of the sickness that money itself, at least in the form that we're using it now, it's literally a mental illness, and it drives your movements through the day. It drives how you behave around people. It drives people to have.
Yeah,
it drives the 7 sins. Like it's not necessarily evil, but it can be made to be evil very effectively, like how it has been, just by adding interest. We have to learn how to come out of that the money mindset.
Separation and scarcity narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and the competition, yeah, all that. Wow. Look at him get out of the water right there.
Do they get
up with all the animals right now? They're just so here.
Do they get along with the beavers?
Yeah. They occupy different times of day mostly.
Okay.
Yep, they're fine. Everything gets along here great. Although we did hear something maybe get a goose the other night.
Yeah.
I think a coyote came in and grabbed a goose. We could hear the splashing around and the screeching.
Mm.
And that's another thing you think about it here. Life feeds on life, you know. There's it's just, yeah, life feeds on life.
It is. It's a weird thing. Like, if you think about it, God is schizophrenic. He's incestuous.
Yeah, this is a muskrat lodge right there. That's a muskrat lodge right under the bank.
Wow.
Yep, that's the difference. They make theirs on the bank, and I know it's probably making you dizzy. Sorry. And the other ones make them in the middle. Yep, I just figured that out. That's why all those are piled up.
Isn't it so much more pleasing on the eyes to look at this rather than like a city or a road?
Yep, or my broken teeth. Oh yeah.
Yep. Well, you come work with HomeWatch, get on 30 hours, and then you'll be able to go get dental work at some point.
Sure. Actually, I have insurance too. I could probably do it. I just haven't brought myself around to the idea of it yet.
I'm craving a haircut. I'm not craving a haircut.
I used the Flowbee last.
I'm growing it out.
You know what the Flowbee is? Flowbee haircut? You hook it up to your vacuum.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a made-for-TV thing called Flowbee.
I've never heard of that.
Your hair up in a vacuum, you hook it to your vacuum, and then it has its own power too, and it has a rolling clippers in there, and it sucks your hair up and cuts it to different lengths.
Does it work, or is it more of a joke?
It didn't do great on some of the trimming and stuff. They had some different angle pieces you could put on, but I just took scissors and some shavers after that, but it was hilarious.
Flowbee, huh?
Yeah, look it up online. You'll see it or something. There's a video out there about it.
How do you spell it?
Flowbee. BB maybe? I'm not sure.
Flow
I
B.
can't remember. It wasn't mine. I just had an opportunity, so I went for it.
FLOBEE.
Maybe, yeah. It was wild.
Oh, wow. It was made by Rick Huntz from San Diego, California carpenter. Product marketed since 1988. He initially sold them out of his garage before finding success with live demonstrations at a county fair. By 2000, 2 million Flobies had been sold.
Yeah, they're popular.
Wow.
Yeah, it did work. And the one I had was like probably original. The one I used, it looked original.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to invest in one.
Yeah, so that's the back of the first dam, and then here's the back of like the next tier, the next level. But yeah, this is what's happening here. Like, just stay connected. As you see, when I get my meditative energy up and all that, what happens to the sky. So that's how it's been there to teach me how to use my energy and be responsible for my thought forms and stuff, right? It helped me get off my addictions and things like that too.
Yep. Everything is provided when you actually start listening to the whole itself rather than listening to people or listening to your own thoughts.
Programs, yeah.
Then you just start seeing your own path laid out even before you walk it. You just feel like, what's the correct way to go? It's very simple, and it has nothing to do with any religions. Has nothing to do with anything that was ever written down. It's like the purity of the moment itself is fully uncorruptible. It doesn't matter how many books people have written. It doesn't matter how many laws. It's completely 1,000% non-corruptible.
Yep.
And it's available to everybody. It's always available to you. All you have to do is snap yourself back into the present. Because when you're talking, when you're thinking, you're going out in your mind and you're going away from the present. And it's such a fine, subtle line that you forget. You forget all the time. You have to bring yourself back. Bring yourself back. And it's as simple as that. There's nothing else. There's literally nothing else.
Yeah. It takes a lot of commitment and responsibility too, because everything here is designed to distract us from that. It's part of the program. It's part of the system, right?
Well, it asks you to look everywhere else, even the spiritual nonsense. Like, everything is packaged up and says it's somewhere else. It's something else, and it's just it's so easy for your mind to just believe it and say. And the thing is we can have those things too. We can have the gift of the present, which is literally everything. And in the midst of that, we can add, like, walking down the street or doing a project or playing a game or, making burritos for somebody, giving a phone call to somebody, anything. Like, you're literally adding on to the infinite present, your own flavor of it. And that's fine. Like,
well, look how when we did the burritos, how the universe used us. When I went to the store and got the cup of coffee and met you, I recognized that kid. I was drawn to that kid that was in front. And we went back and did our thing, and then we got back and was led right to him again, and he was struggling. He wasn't going to make it home. He was having that asthma attack, right? The COPD attack. And you and me were right there on cue. That's how the universe works. You know what I mean? He was going to get home, but he had faith in the universe, I guess, enough to just, the universe provides that way. So that's how it is. It seems so magical and unpredictable, and you can't you can't predict that kind of stuff.
You can't put it into a business model. That's literally the problem. It's the problem that has happened here, because businesses need reliability, and life itself is not reliable. It's not predictable.
Yeah.
It just isn't, and that's the only place that you're alive, when you're literally staying present. But we're in the upside down. Like, the business mind it's the anti-life. It's the anti-world. It's this set of principles and predictions that govern movements to protect products and to protect patents and to protect people's, pretend power, which is called money.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, I just think the way to fight this is within, I think we're doing the right thing on how we're coming together and we can inspire and support each other. And I swear our telepathy is going off too, like that, how you say we don't need words and things like that. It's kind of true. We're still limiting ourselves. We're still got a lack program running in the background somewhere, because I can feel mine break down every once in a while, and I'll just instinctively or intuitively know that somebody just left something for me, or they needed me, or you know what I'm saying, like yeah, online, like I'll have a quick flash thought in my head of somebody close to me, and then I'll go right to the device, and sure enough, they were right there,
Yep. It just requires a little bit of focus.
And quieting the mind, the background noise, for sure.
Refocus your energy, and also be patient. It's overwhelming if you get into it and you try. If you're getting into it and you're trying to accomplish something, it's really overwhelming, because to accomplish anything in this universe, we literally have to like reshape the whole universe. It's the weirdest thing to say, but somehow everything is involved in everything else, and you'll get overwhelmed if you're like, how can I reshape the universe in order for it to give me something? But it's more of you're sinking into your own self, which is the core of the universe, and you're asking like, what's the correct way? And that actually, when you do that, it gives you more than you could bring for yourself. That's what the people, when they talk about God helping and things like that, that's what that means. It means that the amount of adventure that could be packed into your life is so much more if you're able to give yourself over to the overarching intelligence that runs it, not your ego mind. The ego mind doesn't know anything. It just runs off of past experience.
I wanted to say goodbye to Genevieve if she takes out. She said she's going to make like a banana split.
Oh, nice.
Say, hey, thanks for listening to me, and you've inspired me to get out and talk, speak my story more. Thank you, Genevieve.
Bye, Genevieve. Take care. I think we're coming close to the end as well. I was going to come in for an hour. We're about an hour and 3 minutes.
Excellent. Nice on time. Great, Gary. We'll see you soon.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out, Mike. Take care, everybody. Okay. Bye. All right, that's that. That's the hour. First name, last name, you came at the very tad end. But play it over. It was a good show. What's your name? Tell me your name. Should I forever call you first name, last name? Come on. No name? Okay. Alright, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Take care. Stay alive. Peace.